Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Taurus for March 2022. Keep in mind that this message is general, so take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, go about your day, and know that no matter what messages do come through, it's still up to you and your active free will, the choices you make and the steps you take in your world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, that's personal freedom, it's personal power, and it's something that lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet, so use that power to do wisely, my friends. For all my subscribers, I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like this resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join this journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. So before I get started, I am just going to take a moment to call in spirit. I'm going to ask my team of light, Archangel Michael, as well as Archangel Metatron and Archangel Raphael today to guide us. I'm going to also ask any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good as well. They could join us if they're here for the highest good of the entire collective. So I'm going to ask these guides to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself this reading, any of you who would ask for it, as well as my loved ones, and any of your loved ones that would ask for it at this time as well. I'm going to ask them to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages that are for the most far-reaching, but for the top shelf messages, only the highest good of all of us watching today, okay? So first off, Taurus, what I want to start out with is I have Archangel Raphael cards here, and it really meant like for healing. And I was really strongly guided to bring them in. So some of you may be really important to call on Archangel Raphael right now. Some of you, I heard like you may have a personal, very personal relationship with him, or personal affinity to Archangel Raphael. For some of you, I heard heed the call as well, and that was one of the things when I was shuffling this Work Your Light Oracle, it was answer the call that came. So for some of you, if you're receiving this call, it is time to take notice. If you feel that Archangel Raphael has been in your presence, this is also confirmation for you as well, my friends. So the message that came here was second opinion, and it says, Dear God and Archangel Michael, guide me to the best healthcare professionals for this situation. Some of you guys may be going through a really difficult time health-wise right now, and it is always important if you feel like something is being overlooked to get a second opinion, to find out more options, okay? Because, I mean, there's always going to be times where someone else may have some new information that, you know, hasn't really been thought about, as well as for some of you, I heard like this is specialist. So if this is in, you know, health matters right now, it is really important just to make sure that you follow your gut, but get a second opinion if you think that things aren't being thoroughly looked into. For some of you, I heard legal matters with that as well. So they want me to show you the bottom of the deck, which was change physicians in the reverse, and laughter is the best medicine in the reverse. I'm not going to take those as reverse, but you have acceptance here as well. I think it's really important here with this change physicians. If you get a second opinion and you find out like your physician's been whack, like whatever they've been telling you, or every time you tell them a symptom, they just don't listen, and then you start telling another physician this, and they're like, oh man, and it gets you, you know, into see a specialist or something, and they find out that, you know, what you've been talking about this whole time, it could have been cured kind of thing, or not even cured, but caught quick enough. I think that that's just really important, that if you do take that step and you ask for a second opinion, and this is with physicians, but this is with other things in life too. If we ask for a second opinion and we were right to ask for that, we need to take the necessary steps and precautions again and remove ourselves from that physician that did not have our best interest at heart, okay? And I'm not saying for any of you out there that there may be that this is happening, but if you feel that it's just that every time you're telling people something, they're overlooking it, this is like really, okay, so they're bringing me to personal example. I'm going to explain it to you as well. This could be even simple things like when I was pregnant with my twins, early on, I went in because to the merge, because I felt like I went to stand up and I felt like I was going to pass out, and I hadn't been sitting all day. This is the thing. And when I got to the emergency room, this older nurse told me it was just my vena cava, that it was fine. And but the thing is, with my first son, I went numb the whole time. I couldn't feel my butt bone, right? So it felt a lot different. And as I was trying to explain it, they really sloughed it off as to what it was. And I ended up being diabetic with that pregnancy. And I'm pretty sure my sugar was crashing because I hadn't really eaten enough all day. I've been taking care of, my niece and nephew and was run off my feet. I had a little one of my own, and it's when I sat down and then I went to get up or lightheaded. And I think that this is just stuff like that too. For some of you, it doesn't have to be some crazy or huge thing. It could even just be, that for some of you, like for example, you could be feeling like you need a pap smear and you're not within, you've already had one last year, and but something's not right, something's calling you need to know. This could be really important as well to really push for it. Say, you know what, like I just feel like there's something more going on, and really push towards that. Okay, so first, that was for someone. If that doesn't resonate for you, it may not be for you. But this laughter is the best medicine, I think, is important, because sometimes, especially, I heard, like, if we are going through terminal illness, or we know someone that's going through terminal illness, it's a really, really heavy energy. And it's not only a heavy energy on the person going through it, but on the family members, the friends as well of these people. And for some of you, I heard, like, it may be another person really pushing you to get another opinion. They want you to see their doctor. And just depending on the situation, again, take it what it's for you. But if you've felt a little bit out of a touch right now with an illness or something like that, with this acceptance and with this laughter and the best medicine in reverse, I feel like it's this constant movement forward and a hope for sure of trying to beat this or kick this or whatever it is. But there's this point where for some of us, especially if we do know, and again, this is just for some of us, but it's what I'm picking up on, okay? For some of us that we know that we're terminal, if we, I think it's really important that you actively work through your stages of grief and understanding towards this. Spirit's also reminding me, I've been reading this book called, just one moment. Okay, I'm back. So I've been reading this book called Finding Peace at the End of Life, and it's written by A Death Doula's Guide for Families and Caregivers. And it's written by Henry Fusco Weiss. And this man actually is the founder of the Death Doula programs, and basically modeled it after a birthing doula and the program that they go through, really, but modeling it towards dying and changing our dying process and the way that we look at things and the way that we involve ourselves in things. And I feel like for some of you, what I'm hearing, and this could even be you really resonating as, the person pushing a family member or someone that we really love, because we don't want to accept that they're terminal, into all of these other treatments. We have to really question, in terms of laughter is the best medicine. I think it's going to be very important just to acknowledge your person's feelings of well-being and make sure that throughout this end of life process, you're helping them grieve, you're helping them live the life that they still have to live. Because Spirit's also talking to me about sometimes we just want to hold the people we love so close and so dear because we love them so much we can't imagine this world without them. But I heard it's about the level of pain and suffering that these people and our loved ones are going through. When it is their time, it is their time. And, I think that that's also where we've come a long way in medical technology and being able to do things that, 10, 20 years ago, this technology wasn't here, right? The medical field can definitely extend the life of a lot of people. But I think there's an important spot here where there needs to come to a point where, to a degree, right? And this needs to, again, be just coming on also a quality of life thing, that if we know someone's at the end of their life, that we don't avoid the fact that they're dying with them. We work through it. And, we talk to them about what they need to talk about. We're open with them and come from a non-judgmental place when they're going through what we go through at the end of life in this review. And I think it may be also important, this book talks about finding something as a legacy project, something not only that the person who's dying can go through and kind of, tie everything together and show at the final stages of life, like, this is who I am, and present this to their family. This is a keepsake, as well as oftentimes this book talks about that even this project, right, their legacy project that they work on is also going to help them to move through the layers of understandings that they're moving through. I feel like the spiritual journey does mimic a lot of that of one at the end of life, where you really are raising and changing consciousness and getting ready to leave this physical, whereas this spiritual journey, it's not about us leaving this world. Eventually, at the end of this 3D reality, we will all leave our bodies. And I think that it's just really important throughout this to, like, again, this book talks about, make sure that the person who is dying or the person who is going through this has a say. Because like the birth story, where we can make up a birth plan, right? We can tell the doulas, we can tell the doctors what we would like, how we would like it to go, to the best of their abilities to put that out. But we oftentimes avoid this death process. And I feel like what I heard was, it's called assisted dying now, but they used to call it assisted suicide. If you guys remember, years and years ago, Dr. Kevorkian got in a lot of trouble for performing it, and it's come into quality of life things now as a choice. I live in Canada, and I do actually know quite a few people who have went through this process, and it is something that I'm not suggesting that, but it's an option, because this is also where I think that, I'm sorry if I trigger anyone here, but because, again, that word assisted suicide came up, there's a lot of people, and his need for that, he was charged for that, right? He spent jail time for that. But that need, that desire, especially from people whose quality of life is very, very poor, he was performing something for people that there was definitely a desire and a need for. Okay, so I think that it's just a well-rounded look, and for some of you, I'm sorry if it touched a nerve, and for some of you, it may be a loved one really telling you they're ready for that. And I think that it may be really important for some of you, if you're struggling with the idea of this. The death doulas are also for the families as well. So I'm just wanting you guys to know there are other options as well. And okay, so getting back to this, laughter is the best medicine. Spirit's like, you know what, let's do things that bring the joy in every day. That yes, the death process is a sad one, but it's not all about sadness, that they're still alive, right? So we have play that came out, and that is wonderful. This is have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious, okay? So this could be you, especially if you're a caregiver, needing to get out and do something, relax. There's a big glass of bubbly here, have a bath, do something that just makes you feel like you're celebrating. This could even be, like, again, with your loved ones, asking them, how would you like me to celebrate your life? Play with them. Is there something you would like to do, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad? Is there something you would like to do that you never got to do, but you think that you would like to? Is there a way I can assist you with this? The bottom of the deck, too, is Council of Light. And they're reminding me here, it says, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms, that you are not alone. You always have your team of spirit to back you up. Archangel Raphael, especially, I feel like in this time, is here with you. He's reminding me to read you this as well, the affirmation or the prayer that says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for reminding me to detach and find the humor and irony within every human drama. So I'm going to move on and grab a little message here from the Cat Tarot with a little tarot wisdom. So, Spirit, what messages can you tell me in this? How can we help experience more play in your life right now? Okay, so you have a few things. with this Page of Wands in the reverse, and actually I find this is funny because it's like there is a real block in play with the King of Wands in the reverse here as well. Let me check the bottom of the deck and see what we have, which is Justice in the reverse. The Star in reverse. Let's flip that whole thing over. Thank you. And when I flipped it over, we have the Queen of Swords. And this is really clear thinking. You may be, okay, or you may be dealing with, because this is air sign quality, like a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or just somebody might be a little cutting, sees through bullshit, sees through the truth. But what I also feel like here is that this particular cat may have her mind made up a little bit, right in her head, in the clouds, dreaming about birds. And I feel like for some of you as well, especially if you are dealing with someone who has been a very serious person in their entire life as well, I feel like it could be really hard for them to let loose and play. They could see things like that as distraction or frivolous. I also feel like with Justice in the reverse, they're kind of taking me to this place of like, there may have been, especially if this person is going through a lot of review, there may have been a lot of trauma in their lives, and these are things that we don't always know about because they keep them to themselves, right? You're not always going to know. Your grandparents' history. There could be stuff that they've held inside for years and years and years that has educated them and informed them on their self-worth, on their ideas of success in this world. There could be things and regrets or grudges that they've held on to, or feelings of shame or guilt, or even just, again, I'm sorry if I trigger you, but things like sexual assault and different kinds of traumas and loss. This stuff all adds to who we are and our personality. And you may not always know what's going on. So I think that it's really important, it is really important somehow to bring laughter, because laughter here is this best medicine, is how I feel on this, because I do feel like you've got someone, bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Not quite ready. Somebody else who I heard, like, maybe not necessarily eating at this time very much either. And this is, again, dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for reminding me to detach and find the humor and irony within every human drama. This is just making it so that we can laugh at ourselves. We can laugh at the situations. For some of you, I heard too, like you may even be dealing with a loved one with dementia and things like that. And I think that this is also where what I was talking about with the trauma, even their early childhood core woundings and things that we don't know about. They may even have forgot about or repressed it, but depending on where they are in their decline, where's their memory at? And somebody may look or trigger them like the person who, who has wronged them or who has hurt them or who they loved. I think that for some of you, I definitely heard a support group may be helpful as well, and there's a book they're saying about dementia. It's called Still Alice. It was really eye-opening for me. I feel like if any of you kind of are looking for an introduction on a way to understand kind of the mind and the workings of how kind of, I think it was Alzheimer's for her, but how, and it was early onset, but how it affected her life and everything. It was just very, very, for me, I could understand it because I felt it in my heart when I read it. So let's see what we have here. Play is important. Tell me more about this play, please, Spirit. You could have someone very inhibited because they feel like, and it could, again, this is really, I don't want to, it's almost like I don't want to tell someone's secrets here, but I feel like something that's happened definitely a long time ago where somebody has let their guard down or let their reins loose. And I feel like something with this justice in the reverse, it's almost like I heard taken advantage of in some way as well. And it's just like there is shame and guilt, especially for, I want to say, my grandparents' generation, and this stuff still carries on, right? About, especially if there was like sexual assault or something like that. Like, there's so many things that people say to a woman coming out saying, or a man coming out and saying, this has happened to me, and so many judgments on them as well. And I think that this is more so true as well of generations past, where, especially depending on where the situation has been, you're definitely not going to see a lot of accountability, is what I've heard. Or as well, the justice system is a trauma itself for people coming forward to try and report these situations and say what's happened, because they're put under a microscope and scrutinized and victimized again, and reliving this trauma constantly, all to find out that at the end they may be told that they were lying. Okay. And others of you too, like you heard, like corporate world and stuff like that. So you have the Queen of Cups, which was the other thing that came out here. I was instantly drawn to this teapot of roses. This Queen of Cups is cozy. She's loving, she's kind. She is, I heard, always close to her food bowl here, but will be the first to offer you a cup of tea when you walk in the door and make you feel at home. There is like a cold, I feel like this is the same person, okay? This may be like the exterior that we need to crack, this head up in the clouds, but this heart situation here is they tell me as well with this Queen of Cups, somebody may be sleeping a lot, okay? Underneath that was the 9. No. Yeah. The Emperor. I think that's the 9. Yeah. Play. Definitely, I do feel like as well, I grabbed 2. So you have the 3 of Swords here. Could be some heartbreak. There definitely could be a masculine energy as well that's feeling like a little thwarted, I heard, because yeah, go play, but I got this thing around my head. I can't do much. Can't have a lot of fun. Can't even like myself, man. I feel like there is an exterior here. And I do definitely feel like this King of Wands energy, okay, that's in the reverse. It could be this Emperor energy. It could be that this injustice as well, like whatever's happening. I definitely do feel like this feels like it's been done by this energy, okay, that this energy definitely is looking away from the heartbreak and looking away from the heart even. And I mean, here's a place where for some of you, you may be dealing with an older woman, even because I keep going back to this older woman, who could be very standoffish, and could be very reserved, but I do feel like there's a lot more under the surface, and again, like there's been, I feel like something, this is in the upright, not speaking so much out of control, but the way he's not looking, the way he's just like, whatever, and dismissive with the feelings. I feel like somebody really, again, has been very dismissive of whoever we're speaking about right now in the past, and it's something that's held on strongly in their hearts, and it's going to be really important to help encourage play. For others, this is whoever this masculine energy is, if they understand what they've done, if they understand how and to heal the heart, that's going to be a really important time to bring that energy in. And I mean, I think this could be like, if you are watching this and you know that this has been you, I think that it's important if there's an apology needing to be made, this is a place where we make it with an open heart. Especially if you resonate as well. What I heard is for some of us, we could have said some things, in the heat of being tired, in the heat of things, and just if we didn't mean it, this is where we need to go back and say, you know what? I was really stressed, and that's not an excuse, and I really didn't mean that. I'm sorry. Because you don't want to also have guilt on you, right? If you are someone like me, I would go over that situation over and over and over and feel really, really bad about it. And it would be something that, especially if something happened, and I never got to apologize, I would want to make sure that I do that. Now, if it's something that's happened where this person has passed on and you need to do this, you can speak to them in the spirit realm. Just sit down wherever you are, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths in and out, and set your intentions that you would like to connect with whoever this is, and just speak your mind and talk, and know that they hear you. So, Ant, cooperate for the highest good of the community, and this is Archangel Raphael. So I'm going to just grab a quick message from the book, and I'm going to have to let you guys go. I got to go get my kids, and let's open this up, Ant. Ants are important as well because they carry so much load. It says ants are tiny but brave little warriors who always work together for the benefit of their community. They are fifth dimensional from Lacume and the ascended aspect of Sirius and understand sacred geometry. They build their nest with love and according to its principles so that the structures emit beautiful harmonics. This attracts angels to sing over them and draws many creatures and elementals to their nest to bathe in angel light. So for many of you as well, it may be really, really important here to connect with sacred geometry, and for some of you heard crystal grids, and to know that you are a brave little warrior, my friends. So I hope this resonated. I love you all, and if it does resonate, with your processing grief as well at this time, know that do this together. Do this within community. Do this within friendships, partnerships with your loved ones as well. So that, especially what I heard is if you are going through this dying process or someone else is, that, you're really honoring their wishes, asking them if there's questions, or asking them if there's something, that they would like to be remembered by, or asking for some input into, their care first and foremost. And if this is you, again, this is knowing that, you are a brave warrior, my friends. Do what you feels right for you, I think is really important throughout this. So I love you all. I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.